Okay, we can start. Hanging with coop, hanging with coop. What's up, you guys? Hi, and I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of Hanging with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Okay. All right, we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get into it. So, today we're outside, new scenery, and yeah, let's really get into it. So, let's really get into it. And I got a surprise for you guys. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, so we're here. Thanks for that episode. Got the wine, hanging with the coop, and yeah, let's go. So, first question up, first on the docket, and kind of coming in strong. Okay, your dream collaboration. My dream collaboration. My dream collaboration, honestly, I would have to say Cardi B, for one. I actually have like three. So Cardi B, of course, Beyonce. Like, come on, be for real. And I would have to throw in. I think I would honestly have to throw in. I want to say, all right, four. I'm gonna do four. I think the third and the fourth. I think Lotto and Glorilla. Sorry, but there's some bad bitches, and they really just look like they know how to have fun, and I know how to have fun. So you put 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, all right. No, but those are my dream collaborations. Whether it's like on like my podcast, or if I do music, go and write a song, get in the studio. No, I'm trying. um, but yeah, it was a bug. It was a big ass bug. It's a big ass bug. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, next question. If you could only listen to one genre forever, what would it be? Honestly, if I had to listen to one genre, as much as I love R&B, I love pop, and I would really have to give it to pop. Like, I'm sorry. I would have to give it to pop because I feel like I listen to more pop songs than I do R&B. So it's like pop is going to live on. And I feel like you really can't do other genres really without doing pop. And I feel like pop is really just everywhere at this point. And it's always incorporated in any genre, honestly. Like, you're always going to find a hint of pop in there. So it's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to choose pop. Next question. Do you believe in spiritual gifts? I do. I do. Intuition is a thing for a reason. Your gut feeling is a thing for a reason. So I feel like, yes, I think spiritual gifts are real. I feel like you can sense things. I feel like some people know when things are going to happen. Some people predict things. Me. But I definitely do believe in spiritual gifts. And I feel like that needs to be talked about more, honestly, if I'm being honest. But yeah. Next question. Is talking to multiple people at once disrespectful? Absolutely. Absolutely. I know they always say you don't put your eggs in one basket, but like, at least speaking from myself and my experience, I always tend to put my egg in one basket. But I don't know. I just feel like talking, like, if you're in a talking stages with somebody, I know you're getting to know them, but like, why you want to keep your options open? Why? For what? What we doing? If we supposed to be talking, we getting to know each other. Why you want to be talking to like multiple other people and you want to get to know me, not them? So yes, I absolutely feel as though that's disrespectful. Like, why you got to talk to multiple people? Shall we not enough? For real? Is that person not enough? And honestly, though, I could really say, like, I get, like, things end, you talking to somebody and, like, you think it's going good, and then, like, boom, hit a brick wall and it's over. And then now you sitting there with the stuck face, like, So, like, I don't know. I mean, I still don't like it, but I do get it. I do get why people do that. But I get it. But me, absolutely not a chance. Sorry. Next question. Is ghosting ever acceptable? You ready, chat? Yeah, it's back. I don't think ghosting is ever acceptable. Why do you feel the need to ghost somebody? For what? Like, I feel like if you don't want to talk to a person, whether that's a relationship or a friendship, just let them know. Like, we're all grown adults. Like, why do you gotta ghost the person? Like, for what? And I'm speaking from experience because I've been ghosted before, and it's happened to me 3 times by the same person, and that was shame on me at that point because I should have knew better. But that really takes a toll on people's mental when they get ghosted, because not only are you leaving out of somebody's life, but you're leaving out of somebody's life without warning, without explanation, without like nothing. Like, you just up going with the wind, like nothing ever happened. That's not okay. Like, y'all really can mess like people's mental health up doing stuff like that. Like, you don't. There's just certain things that you don't do, and like I just feel like ghosting is just not one of them. Like, that's not an acceptable thing to do. Cause like, why y'all want to play with people's mental? And the mental status right now in this world is like in the trash. So I feel like y'all really need to be mindful of, wanting to leave somebody's life and not want to deal with them anymore. So no, ghosting's not acceptable. I feel like if you don't want to be in a person's life, I think you should tell them. Like, we're adults. Put your big boy pants up and communicate. It's not that hard. That goes for anybody. Should you tell someone their partner is cheating? Yes. Yes, because if you don't, you're weird. If you don't, you're weird. All right. I cannot sit there. You know what? Let me not. Because I do believe in minding your business. But, like, if I could help a sister out. Yeah, I said a sister. If I can help a sister out, and if her man is cheating, I'm telling her. Like, if I'm. Because you're not about to make her look stupid. And I guess I would do the same thing for men. I mean, but. Yeah. I feel like, why? Why not? Like, why you want to be out here doing X, Y, Z, and then you expect your partner to be loyal? You just out here cheating. I'm snitching. Sorry, I'm snitching. I feel like we live in a world where we need to make that more acceptable. Like, like, if you see someone that you know and they're getting cheated on, you need to tell that person. Like, why you want to sit there and watch? No, help a person out. Because one day you could be in them shoes and you never know what's going to happen. So tell somebody. Tell that person that they being cheated on. You can really save them and their mental before it goes spiraling when they find out. Next question. What's the most valuable lesson you learned from failure? To never give up. I learned never give up. That is the biggest lesson that I learned when it came to failure, because failure doesn't necessarily mean you just failed entirely. Like, you may have just failed in that moment, but always get back up and try again, because why not? You never know what's going to happen. So that is the biggest lesson that I learned from failure, is to never quit. Never quit. Always keep going. Just because a door closes doesn't mean, another one's not going to open. Just because an opportunity was slammed in your face doesn't mean another opportunity is not going to come. So, keep going. And this is just a message to all the people out there who feel like they have failed. And this is my encouragement to you to please get up and keep going and keep trying, because you never know what is going to happen. You never know when, that big breakthrough moment is going to come for you. So yes, that's my biggest lesson in failure, is never quit. Keep going. It's okay to take a break, but always keep going. Okay. Next question. Can you outgrow someone and still love them? Yes. And I actually really just had a conversation with one of my friends about this. And it is okay to outgrow people, and there's no beef. You can outgrow somebody and still have an enormous amount of love for them. Like, I'm talking about immense. We grow as humans, right? In our everyday lives, things change and things can evolve very rapidly. So, you know, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you just outgrew that space. And it's okay to outgrow that space and environment and the people that you surround yourself with, whether it's friendship, family, or relationship. It's okay to outgrow them things. That's part of, human nature. That's part of, healing. It's part of growing up. It's part of maturing. You're not always going to be in the same space. And if you are in the same space, then you're not doing something right. I'm just going to be honest. You're not doing something right. If you're doing things, you're not doing something right. So, yes, it's 100% natural to outgrow someone. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't, mean we got to beef with each other and I don't like you or you don't like me or whatever case is. No, I can still love you. I just outgrew you. And that's okay because that means I'm growing as a person. So, always keep that in mind. And this is just for like all the people out there that are experiencing that right now, including myself. So, yes. Next question. Should influencers be considered celebrities? Yes, I do think that influencers should be considered celebrities. Why? Because I mean, just as well as y'all look up to celebrities as influence, for some odd reason y'all don't look up to influencers as influencer, and literally the name is in what they do. They influence positively, I hope. But yes, I do feel like influencers should be considered celebrities because why not? If y'all look at celebrities as influencers, then y'all need to look at influencers as influencers because they're influencers. So that, yes. And then all of this like A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list, Z-list celebrity shit. I get like there's a ranking when it comes to like stuff like that. But like, come on, let's be real. Be for real. If y'all gonna be anything, be for real. Like, I just think that y'all need to give influencers a little bit more credit for what they do and stop trying to put them in a box, put us in a box. Because why are y'all trying to cage us in a box, but y'all don't necessarily do the same thing to celebrities? They influence y'all like influencer influence y'all. If they use their social media platform to influence people as a celebrity, then what do you think an influencer is doing? So I think y'all really need to change the narrative when it comes to treating influencers like outsiders because y'all don't deem them as like a celebrity. Like, for real. Had enough of that. Okay. Next question. Does money buy happiness? Absolutely not. Money does not buy happiness. And for all the people that think that money buys happiness, money do not buy happiness. Because you can be the richest mother on a planet and you can still be sad and depressed and, whatever the case is. Like, money does not make you as a person. I feel like you have to truly love yourself and be healed, wholesome inside of you because money's not going to bring that happiness. You can buy everything in the world and you're still going to be sad. And I get that retail therapy is a thing because I do retail therapy. When I'm sad, I'll start shopping. But in the moment, sometimes, yeah, it's great in the moment because it just lifts my spirit because I just went and brought some shit. But later on that day, the next day, I'm back in the same mood. So no, money doesn't buy happiness. You, like I said, you can really be the wealthiest person in the world and you can still be sad. You can still be miserable. You can still be depressed. Like you're still longing for something like genuine and like real. And money is not always going to bring that. Yes, it brings stability. It brings wealth. It brings financial freedom. It gives you the leeway to do whatever you want to do. But that's not really what's going to make you happy. And I'm pretty sure we've seen that with like a lot of influencers and celebrities and influencers. Like, it's you that they're prime examples. You can have all the money, but you can still go through what you go through and feel the way that you feel, because it's a much deeper meaning that you have to find with inside, and money's not going to help that. Sorry, not sorry. It's just not going to bring it. And at that point, I don't know what you want me to do at that point, because it's not going to buy your happiness. Next question. Is protecting your mental health sometimes selfish? No. That's something that I had to learn as I got older and, went on my healing journey. Protecting your mental health is not going to make you selfish. Protecting your mental health is not going to make you the villain. Okay, it may make you the villain. It's definitely going to make you the villain. But at the end of the day, you're protecting your mental health. So if people around you want to deem that as selfish, then you need to get them from around you, because catering to your mental health is not something that should be deemed as selfish. That's not selfish. That you're catering to yourself. You're catering to your needs. And I see a lot in today's age of like people pleasing, and guilty. I was once that person. You can't people please all your life. You really have to put yourself first, because nobody's going to love you the way that you love yourself, and nobody's going to care for you in the way that you care for yourself. So this is a message to all the people out there. Please put your mental health first. Do not feel guilty or bad for having to like do stuff like that. Like, that's your mental health. Like, that's yours up here. Like, and nobody's ever going to really understand that but you. So that's never going to make you selfish. Always put yourself first in your mental health, babes. Always put yourself first, babes. Because when it's all said and done, you came in this world alone, and you're going to leave this bitch alone. So, food for thought. All right, next question. Now, I like this question. Are we healing or just avoiding accountability? Okay. Are we healing? I would hope so. Do I feel like a lot of people are just avoiding accountability? Absolutely. You really have some people who will claim that they're healing, but they're really just avoiding accountability of the situation that they partook in. That's not healing. You cannot go around saying, yeah, I'm healing, yeah, I'm healed, I'm this, I'm that, but then you're running from the accountability. And it doesn't even have to always be accountability in the outer parts. That all that accountability could be within yourself. And that could really just be like things within yourself at that point that you're running from and you're refusing to take accountability from. Like, the true definition of healing is really finding yourself, finding what really makes you happy, like what really brings joy to your heart. Healing is bringing back the things that your inner child loved, the things that you suppressed as you got older into your adult years. Okay. And I see a lot of that in, today's age. And I'm glad that we live in a generation now where we prioritize mental health. But, you can't avoid accountability forever within yourself, and you can't deem it as healing. Now, I would hope that, people really are out here like healing, and it's not an easy journey. Like, I feel like a healing journey is one of the most toughest battles in life that you could ever fight, because when you're genuinely trying to change as a person, it comes with a lot, and it really beats you down, but it's also going to build you back up, and that's okay. And that's part of the healing journey. You can't be out here, saying I'm healed, but then, you don't take accountability for the things that you do in your everyday life or like within yourself. And then, even on the outside, like, outside of you with the people, you can go around. Of course, you're always going to, heal. But like being around, you know, people, child, I'm losing the plot for a second. Being around other people, right? People change. People evolve. You would think a person is evolving and you're healing, right? But if you're lacking the self-awareness and, the accountability and, whatever that is, then that's not healing. You're really you're running from accountability. Like, but you're going to look at it as I'm healing, but in reality, you're gaslighting yourself. Let's not gaslight ourselves. If you're really going to heal, really take the time out to really do it. And healing is not an overnight thing. It's not a 6-month thing. It's not a year thing. Like, healing is forever. You're just forever going to be healing. It just gets better in time. In a way that you do heal just changes. Like, the dynamic of it just changes. And, with me, I kind of had like a full circle moment maybe like a month ago in like the wee hours of the night. And it made me realize, what I deemed as healing wasn't healing. But I am very self-aware, and I knew I wasn't running from accountability, but I redefined the definition of healing, like what the true definition of healing actually means. And that's kind of when it like stuck. So, to all the people out there, I hope we really are healing and we really are taking the time to really like, become a better person, become a changed person, because we live in a world today where we don't have a lot of those people, and we need more good people in this world, because everybody shouldn't just be in this world being an a-hole, like, and just go around like traumatizing people and like bullying people and like the whole 9 yards. Like, go sit down, go touch grass, go heal. Like, we have enough going on this planet already. Like, the last thing we need is for people to be running them up, acting like a straight up like. But that's my take on that. That's my take on that. I'm so happy this is back, y'all. I am actually so happy that this is back. It's been a long time coming. And it's well, the handle, this part is black. But yeah. Next question. Is cheating ever forgivable? To me, no. No. To me, cheating is not forgivable, because if you cheat once, you're going to do it again. And before y'all be like, oh, people change and, people become a better person. I'm not saying that they don't. But why would I stick around for a person that cheated on me and then think that I'm just supposed to be with them? To me, that's not, you don't love a person if you cheat on them. That's just that's flat out disrespectful. Like, blatantly just played in your face, like disrespectful at that point. Like, and you do have some people that forgive their significant others for cheating, and I love that for them. But me personally, and I'll say this, back to the whole, people can change X, Y, and Z. If you really, you thought with a person, and I'm just gonna play devil's advocate, I guess. You really know you thought with a person, but you really know that you really want to be with that person, and cheating is not a mistake. I want y'all to know that cheating is not a mistake. That's very warranted. It's not a mistake. Your actions need to be proven more than your words at that point. Like, you really need to be putting in effort in wanting to get your significant other back. That's really just it. And that's just for the people who have gone through, cheating and infidelities and stuff like that. Like, I'm always going to tell you to choose yourself, get up and walk away. Now, if you're married, then that's kind of a different story, but not really, because you can always still get up and leave. I mean, will it take some time because of the divorce? Absolutely. But you don't ever stay with a person that makes you feel less than. Like, you're just not good enough. Don't ever. So on my end, I don't feel like cheating's forgivable. To other people, some people may be able to forgive cheating. Just me personally, if you really loved me, you would have never cheated. Because when I loved you, I didn't cheat. Right? Clock that. Clock that T. Clock that T. But yeah, that's that whole spiel. Next question. Are long distance relationships worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know why y'all are so against long distance relationships. Like, why are y'all so against long distance relationships? I love a good long distance relationship because honestly, it really gives you something to look forward to. Like, and I know, like, in this day and age, you get bored. Not bored, but you get like irritated with your significant other. But that's just like years into the relationship at that point. But long distance is not always a bad thing. Like, I want y'all to know that. Like, long distance is not a terrible thing. There's a lot of beauty in it. Like, I kid you not. But one of them is really, it gives you something to look forward to. Like, when you know you're at it everyday life, work, gym, home, content, whatever, whatever it is that you do. When it's time to get on that plane and go see your significant other, that's the best feeling in the world. It's a different scenery from home. You're with your person. There's a lot of things to do, and it builds the connection more. It builds more communication. It makes the relationship healthier, and it builds trust. Because when you're long distance from, your significant other, all you can rely on is phone calls and FaceTime, right? So I feel like that right there is going to build way more trust within the relationship, and it's going to heighten the communication because when y'all are away, y'all have nothing but communication at that point. So y'all have to communicate. In order to keep a long distance relationship alive, you have to communicate. Communication is going to be your biggest thing. Your biggest thing. So always remember that. I know some people think, oh, long distance. Oh, I know they're out there cheating. I know they're out there doing this. I know they're out there doing that. Babes, go heal. Go heal. Because if you just going into that automatically with that mindset of, yeah, oh, I know they out there doing them because they live halfway across the country and or they live 13 hours away from me, so I just know they're out there doing X, Y, and Z. No, babes. Two things. Either you need to go heal, or you're the one that's doing all of that and you're literally just projecting onto them that they're doing that. No shade, no tea. No shade, no tea. But 9 times out of 10, if you feel that way, you're either projecting or you really just need to go heal. Because, like, everybody don't be out here just doing shit. I just want y'all to know that. But a long distance relationship really can work. And it's just a lot of beautiful things within that. Because when it's all said and done, don't forget the ultimate goal in a long distance relationship. The ultimate goal is to bridge that gap between y'all two. So eventually y'all will end up together under the same roof, in the same state, in the same city, in the same bed. Okay? So it's not always a bad thing. And sometimes you may need to date outside your city, in your state. Like, don't nobody want to, come on. And I get it, it's thousands and thousands of people that live in your state, but like, there's also a couple million that live in this country. In the world. Hell, date outside your country. Like, you really just never know. There's a lot of beautiful things within, long distance relationships. There just is. And I encourage everybody to try it, honestly. Go try it and let me know, okay? All right. Next question. What part of adulthood has felt the most isolating for you? Part of adulthood that has felt the most isolating for me. Um, I think the most isolating part for me for adulthood would be, I would honestly say healing. I would say the healing aspect of it all. Because when you heal, you you isolate, but you don't isolate yourself in a negative way. Like when you heal, of course, you're healing, you're becoming a different version of yourself, a newer version of yourself, a better version of yourself, right? Sometimes that comes with isolation. And if that means separating you from everybody else around you, and or the places that are around you, or whatever the case is, then yeah. Um, but I would really have to give it to the healing part. I think that's really felt the most isolating for me, because like you're changing, and when you change, things around you in your life are going to change. And yes, it may be for the better. Yes, it may suck because sometimes it really does just become you, and it's not always your ideal thing, and I get that. But I mean, hey, it comes with adult, and it comes with maturing and healing. But yes, that is one part of adulthood that has felt the most isolating to me, honestly. I don't regret it. I'm in that phase now, literally as we speak. So, um, yeah, I really like that question. That was a good question. All right, next question. What do people assume about your life now that isn't true? Oh, God. What people assume about my life that isn't true? I think for me, it would have to be a financial thing. I think people lie about how I make my money. I think people, and, not necessarily relationships, but the people that I've dealt with. That's another thing too. Like the people that I deal with, people assume certain things that just isn't true. Oh, and body count. And that's the biggest one. I went through that in 2023. That was the biggest one for me 3 years ago. Is my bodies and who I was out here doing it with. And in the words of my good sis, yes, and why do you care so much who I ride? Why? So those things, my money, who I've messed with, and child, I forgot the other one, but yeah, I think that is like probably the biggest misconception about my life that is like not true. Like, and don't get me wrong, like I'm a very private person now. As I've gotten older, I became a very private person. So people can't really do nothing but assume when it comes to me at this point. Like you're just really just going to have to assume, because you're not going to know what's going on in my life. You just don't. And like, unless you're like immediate, like people in my life that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, outside of that, like you're not going to know anything that's going on in my life unless you're out here telling my business. And or again, people are assuming what goes on in my life, aka rumors. But yes, that is the biggest. Those are the assumptions about my life. Which, can I say, when it comes to people's like lives, and you just don't know nothing about their life, please mind your business. Mind your business about how they make their money, who they're doing it with, who they're dating, where they're going, what they're traveling to. That probably was a bug, child. To wrap this. Mind your business. Just mind your business. I think the world would be a better place if everybody just minded their damn business. What? Keep touching me, or am I tripping? Nope, I'm not tripping. That's a whole fly, bro. Move. Sorry. This, I guess, is what comes with being outside and filming. It's a tad bit ghetto. But yeah, mind your business and mind your business. Next question. Do friendships have expiration dates? Absolutely. Friendships most definitely have expiration dates. Now, do you know when them expiration dates are? No. But do a friendship got an expiration date? Hell yeah. Because again, you never know what's going to happen in a friendship. And then again, sometimes nothing got to happen. You can really just get up and outgrow the people. So I do feel like, yes, a friendship does have, they got expiration dates. Everything got an expiration date. Hell, your life expectancy got an expiration date. Friendships got an expiration date. Relationships got an expiration date. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully you stay together forever. But I mean, eventually everybody die anyway. So expiration date. Let me chill. But no, friendships, they have expiration dates. You know, not everybody's meant to stay in your life. Not everybody. Some people are there for a season. Some people are there for a reason. And some people are just there to carry you through certain things. And then that really just be that. And you wrap it up and you keep it pushing. And like I said, you know, to piggyback off the, you know, the last question, it's not the last question, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not a bad thing to outgrow people. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, that's just a part of healing. You outgrow people. So yes, friendships have expiration dates. Things do end between friends. It's not a bad thing. Unless you make it a bad thing. But they definitely got expiration dates. I need you to take the little stamps that they used to use for like us in grade school. When they used to grade our papers and you supposed to stamp like that. I need one that said expired. I need one that says expired. Expired. Next. All right. But chill. But I am gonna give me one of those. All right. We got 2 questions left, chat. So we are nearing the end. So the next question, right? Are people too comfortable disrespecting friends? Yes. I feel like people do have the tendency to get too comfortable with disrespecting friends. Rather that's friend to friend or outsiders to your friends. Or, you know, your significant other to your friends. We about to touch on them 3 things. When it comes to friend, disrespectful is not tolerated. Not tolerating it, not going for it, not happening. Because why do you think we're finna be in a friendship and you think you're going to disrespect me? And I don't even care if you feel as though that you're not disrespecting me. If I feel like you're disrespecting me, I'm going to say something. And I know the biggest thing now in you know, our generation is people like to be shady and people like to say things to you and cover it up in a joke. And I need a lot of y'all people to know that just because it's a joke doesn't always mean that it's a joke. You know, some people like to be shady and say what it is that they really want to say, and they put it in a joke so it softens the blow, but to the point where you don't clock that it was shady. And then you had the people that can't clock that it was shady. Get what I'm saying? Disrespectful. Rather it's name calling, yelling at somebody, getting smart, whatever the case is disrespectful. And that's friend to friend. Now, number 2. Outsiders to friendships. And them outsiders could be a random person or your friends' friends. Your friends' friends should never feel comfortable disrespecting your friend. Now, granted, you know, I know that puts you in the middle, but you should always do your best to make sure that everyone is comfortable. And I get that everybody has their own personalities, and sometimes personalities don't always mix. They clash. So you always can't have, you know, one friend group around another friend group. That just, it don't. And then you should never be okay with, you know, your friends disrespecting your other friends and vice versa. Like that should just never be a thing. And same thing with like a random outsider. Like y'all out and about, and somebody feel like they want to disrespect your friend. Oh, bitch, get that back in blood. Okay? Get that back in blood. Get it back in blood. Because why are you comfortable with that? Why are you comfortable with them disrespecting your friend? And we see it a lot in like videos, like outside clubs and the whole 9 yards. Like we see all of that. So that's not okay. And number 3, significant other and disrespect to your friends. You should never in your life, okay? And listen to me, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You should never in life feel comfortable with your significant other being able to disrespect your friends in to any degree at that point. Like, that should not be a thing. Put your partner in place, and you don't have to do it in front of your friends. Y'all do that in private on your own timing. But there should be respect, a mutual respect across the board between friends and significant others. Like your partner, and vice versa. Your friends should never feel comfortable disrespecting your partner, and as well as your partner shouldn't feel comfortable disrespecting your friends. That should never fly. So, and sorry, but I know somebody, and we've had conversations about that with the person that she dealt with, and that little child was disrespectful. And I always had to say, like, that's not cool. You really need to check that, do something about that, because like your significant other shouldn't feel comfortable getting smart with your friends and trying to be funny, because like I'll mop a bitch and a nigga real quick. That's disrespectful. Like, there's things that you don't do, and that's one of them. That should always be at the top of people's lists. That too. Same thing with parents. Like, your parents should never feel comfortable disrespecting your friends, and your friends should never feel comfortable disrespecting your parents. And that just go for anybody. So, we really need to do better when it comes to that. Disrespect. That's not tolerated. Like, we're grown, and there's just boundaries. Boundaries are a thing. So let's bring that back. Let's bring back boundaries, because that's a big thing. All right, chat. We got the last question. All right. Is loyalty more important than honesty? I feel like loyalty is more important than honesty. Now, hear me out when I say this, right? Everybody lies. I don't care what you say. Everybody lies. Whether it's a small white lie or a big ass lie, everybody lies. Now, in friendships, yes, there is lies. There can be lies. And I'm just really just going to touch on friendships, honestly. There can be lies. And that could just be as simple as, oh, hey, girl, what you do last night? Oh, I was in the house. Jazz is really outside. Or, oh, did you see X, Y, and Z? Or oh, no, I didn't, but you really did. Whatever the case is, whatever example you want to use, right? I need to know at the end of the day that you are 100% loyal to me as a friend or a partner or a family member. I need to know that. Okay? Your loyalty means more to me than your honesty. Now, don't get me wrong. You always I know some people are good at hiding like who they genuinely are and stuff. But you can't hide loyalty forever. Sorry. Honesty is it gets to it, but you can't hide that either, honestly, if I'm being honest. But loyalty, you can't hide being loyal forever. You can only hide that but for so long before your true colors start to show. Right? Right. Clock it. Clock it. That air actually felt good. But yes, I would need 100% of your loyalty over your honesty. Like, I need to know that you actually really rock with me. Like, do you rock with me in the way that you say you rock with me? That's a loyalty. Are you going to go to bat for me the way I will go to bat for you? Are you going to have my back in a way that I will have your back? if I call you up and tell you that I need this and I need that, or I'm going through this or I'm going through that, and I just need a listening ear or comfort and X, Y, and Z, can you provide that? And vice versa. Like, it should be equally yoked, equally shared. Like that, I need your loyalty. I need your loyalty to speak. Your loyalty should be up here at this point. Like, I need your loyalty to speak. Okay? Because anybody could get out here and try to prove that they just an honest person, and they're not even an honest person for us. Nobody's an honest person. Everybody really just sit here and lie. And that's okay. Everybody lies. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but everybody lies. But I really need your loyalty to be up here. I don't care about your honesty. I need to know that you're loyal, because you can't hide that you're loyal forever. Because what's done in the dark is always going to come to the light. So always remember that, y'all. So that's it. That's all I got. Guys, thank you. This is actually refreshing. Kinda, not really. It just knows great. But that's it, guys. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you don't, you don't. If you do, great. Still gonna love you already. Y'all do or y'all don't. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I do want to give a shout out. I do want to say happy birthday to my dad. His birthday is today. So, shout out to my pops. I love you to death. Taught me a lot. And I've learned a lot from you. And you shaped me in ways that I needed to be shaped. And I will forever be grateful for that. And I would definitely listen way more than what I used to, because I mean, granted, you was right about a lot of stuff, but I do thank you and I do love you so much. So yes, just want to say happy birthday to my dad. I love you to death, pops. And yes, and on that note, this has been another episode of Hanging with Coop. And until next time, I will see you guys on the next episode. And this is Coop signing out. Motherfuckers. We out.